Good evening. My name is Greg Baker, and I'm a student of political science at the University of Oregon. Today I'll be addressing the topic of capital punishment. I contend to you that the ongoing debate of capital punishment demands a prudent, yet moral delineation. Given the large body of arguments both in favor and disfavor of capital punishment, it's vital to consider the American people's moral inclination concerning the matter. Enforcing this sentence also promotes deterrence of future crime. I hold that capital punishment in the United States is essential to the preservation of safety and justice. A 2011 National Gallup poll reveals that 61% of Americans are in favor of the death penalty for, quote, convicted murderers. This major support has been maintained among the American public for centuries. Americans voice support for it because of their basic moral disposition to demand justice and deter crime. Society learns principles of obedience by ways of incentive and deterrence. This is basic. There is no empirical study or statistic that can prove that imprisonment is the appropriate penalty for a crime like theft. Likewise, the same principle applies to discerning moral justice for murders. An aspect of rightfully determining which punishment is suitable for which crime is adhering to the consensus of our population. As of today, the American people have upheld that punishment by death is the only fitting sanction for proven murderers. Perhaps the horrendous account of Zachariah Melker's crime could provide more insight as to why so many Americans feel this way. William C. Grimes from Clark County Prosecution Journal reports the following, quote, on April 22, 2005, the decomposing bodies of 23-year-old Christina Melker and 11-month-old Jaden Melker were discovered stuffed inside a plastic storage container in her home. A plastic bag covered the head of the small child. An autopsy later revealed that Christina Melker died of strangulation. The child died of suffocation. In addition, Christina was found to be 8 months pregnant, carrying a viable fetus able to live outside the mother's womb. Zachariah Melker, aged 27, was the husband and father of the victims. After being advised of his constitutional rights, Zachariah Melker admitted that he had murdered his wife and child and stuffed them into the plastic storage containers 7 days earlier. On August 3, 2006, Melker pled guilty to the 3 counts of murder. Mother and grandmother of the victims, Janice Olson, bore this heart-wrenching testimony in court and urged that, quote, this monster has no right to live, end quote. I share such an incomprehensibly evil act that it might arouse our consciences to be present in such an important debate. Furthermore, the majority recognize criminals' motivation to commit crime would be deterred by enforcing such a severe penalty. Faithful and efficient enforcement of capital punishment would certainly intimidate these murderers. A 2003 study conducted by economist Hashim Desbach, Paul Rubin, and law professor Joanna Shepard proved that each death penalty carried out during the year of study averted approximately 18 murders. 18. This study of deterrence supports what many consider just to be common sense. Supreme Court Justice Scalia declared in 2008 that federal judiciary cannot determine fate of this issue without, quote, empirical studies rather than common sense predication of human behavior, end quote. To exclude the obvious deterrence value of this sentence is irrational judgment. This lofty sentence is sure to produce deterrence of crime in proportion to its severity. So at this time, I submit to you, my audience, are the arguments I shared with you today ample reason to uphold this discipline? Do you support the cause for sustaining justice and preventing such heinous crimes? I plead for you to carefully consider the necessity of capital punishment. Thank you.